working.
Is it filming?
Yeah, I think, yep.
Okay.
Good morning, guys. How are you today? I hope you're having a great morning. Okay, your turn. You always do that.
It's Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum. Today, and adventures. Today is an
adventure.
Go to fredmccoy.com for all the information. Today, Sheila and I felt compelled to come to the grave, here baby, grave site of Hubert Bay McCoy. Hubert Bay McCoy. I'm not sure if that's flowers or weeds, so I won't break them. Hubert Bay McCoy, of course, we have done stories on top of stories on top of stories. They don't have a lot of hits. I don't know why. Take it from me, it's the most interesting story of feud history. This was after the Hatfield-McCoy feud, but it was between a Hatfield and a McCoy.
Right.
Alan Hatfield, one-time police chief that was convicted of murder, indicted twice for murder, two different people.
Exactly.
He killed Hubert Bay. Hubert Bay was a World War II veteran and a hero.
He's unarmed.
Unarmed, shot Hubert Bay in the back of the head, killed him dead. The stories that the family, or especially one family member, told over the years was that Hubert Bay was in a brothel and his grandfather was raiding the brothel, and Hubert Bay took another officer's gun and shot and killed Hubert Bay. Hubert Bay Alan Hatfield. Are you shaking your head over at me? You're not wanting me to cover this topic or what?
No, I'm just saying, I was agreeing with you when you said that he was unarmed and all this and that. And,
and then you start shaking your head. No, I thought you was trying to cut me off.
No.
I'm not mentioning no names.
Right.
But the names are out there, and the names should be mentioned because it was the lowest, low-down thing that a Hatfield could have ever done, a West Virginia Hatfield, or a Virginia Hatfield in this case, to a McCoy. But go back and watch the stories on Hubert Bay McCoy. They're our first videos that we probably ever done because it's that close to us.
I was agreeing with you that he wasn't in a brothel. That's what I was shaking my head.
Well, I seen you shaking your head. No, I thought you was trying to get me not to cover the topic.
I'm sorry. No, I was just agreeing with you that no, he wasn't.
I'm not going to mention names, as bad as it kills me not to, and as bad as this gentleman loves publicity and attention, even though he says he doesn't. Hubert Bay was a World War II hero. He come home from the war and was shot and killed. Brought his bride home, brought his baby girl, 6 months old, home with him.
Yeah.
He was shot and killed on his way home from the coal mines. He stopped by the local saloon down here and had a run-in with the police chief.
Yeah.
Punched the police chief. The police chief shot him in the back of the head and killed him dead. Police chief Alan Hatfield, chicken, a coward. His name used to be River Alan Hatfield. They changed his name to Chicken Alan Hatfield after that. He shot two men within 7 months of each other. He was police chief for 2 years. He was convicted, sentenced to 5 years hard labor. The story later on that the gentleman's grandson will tell, and that the newspapers will print, tourisms will repeat to their bus tours. It's just unimaginable. It's unimaginable. And then people wonder why I get so upset over some of the feud history. How that one man changed the history of this man's status in life, his reputation, his family's reputation. Sad story. Hubert Bay McCoy. Go to the front, Google on him. We're at the Blackberry Cemetery. Big cemetery. A lot of McCoys. Down in that area especially is where Hubert Bay's, that right where you see that yellow tractor at, there's a tombstone there with flowers, that double tombstone. That's Hubert Bay's mom and dad, Glenn and Pearl. And his grandmother. His grandmother's name was, can't remember it right off, but she's in our book. We have no books for sale. We're not trying to plug books, but that was his grandmother. She died right after they killed Hubert Bay. Right over here, an interesting thing, Sheila and I just came down this road here, 1056. If you're coming from Preacher Ann's Hatfields, that's the road down there. You see that big apartment building, and to the right of it is a parking lot. To the right of that is a road, a curve. And that's the curve in the road. Right below us here is the railroad trestle. It's now blocked off to keep four-wheelers off of it, but that's Kentucky. You're looking at Kentucky there. You can't see it, but there's a river. I can see the water running through the trees. I don't think you can, but right to the left of this telephone post here. And this is the road over here in West Virginia. So we're actually standing in West Virginia.
Yep.
And where I'm looking at down there at that curve, I was trying to wait for a car or a four-wheeler to come around it so I could show you, but that's actually Kentucky. That's actually Kentucky over there. Those mountains are all Kentucky. These mountains here are all West Virginia. And that's how close. Now I just heard a car go by.
Yeah, but I think it's on this road.
On this road here? Okay.
I think.
Yeah, there it goes. That's a West Virginia road there. But you can see this graveyard from over on the Kentucky side. And for anybody that's never been here, Hubert Bay's grave is up here toward the top. And I'm thinking his brother, Jim McCoy. There's a Joanne McCoy, but here is Jim, I believe. Yeah. Here's Jim McCoy. This is Hubert Bay's brother. And he died in 1924, but he was with Hubert Bay when the police chief shot him on the streets of Matewan. And he come up here and told his father, Glenn, who lived right out there, he told Glenn that the police chief had just shot his son, his brother, Glenn's son and Jim's brother, Hubert Bay. And Glenn started getting his gun, and Jim McCoy started getting his guns, and all these people. Right there it says brother.
Yeah.
Him and Hubert Bay was close.
Yeah.
And they started to go back to Matewan, going to kill the police chief, and a bunch of neighbors tackled them. Said, you're going to start to feud over, because they knew the police chief was a Hatfield. And directly before they could return to Matewan and kill the police chief, they come up to the house and told Glenn that the sheriff had just arrested Alan Hatfield for murder. So he was in jail. So that kept the feud from starting over. That kept them from going back and killing a Hatfield. And interesting story. Guys, I'm not going to drag it out. We come up here today for what, Sheila? Veterans Day.
But yes, to honor them, and that's what they're doing here. They're trying to get it cleaned up before then. But we come to pay honor to Hubert Bay for his service, and his brother, of course, and anyone else who is a veteran or was a veteran.
Next week is the Marine Corps birthday, November the 10th. November the 11th, of course, is Veterans Day.
Yep.
Now, Hubert Bay was an Army veteran. Only thing could have been better than that is him being a Marine. But of course, he was a World War II veteran. We got his discharge, his DD-214. We've got his military records, everything on our walls down there. We got an entire half of the museum.
Death certificate,
Yeah.
Yep.
Sheila, you got something to say?
Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.